Hey guys, how you guys doing? Welcome to this video. We're back in this video. It's now Tuesday, the 20th of May, and let's go talk about what's been happening with the presenter because of the BBC of the it's like who we know the downfall for the BBC. I guarantee that one was making of the downfall, like especially the Eurovision, especially happening in the Eurovision Saturday, when the UK got 0 points, 0 points or 0 point as we call it, for Remember Monday, and the commentator Graham Norton is in hot water. And speaking of that, we got Gary Lineker. Speaking of Gary Lineker, Gary Lineker is leave the BBC next week, and they will be no longer host World Cup coverage in 2026. The presenter is to leave after this season's finale, after this season's final of Match of the Day, and will no longer present its 2026 World Cup coverage. Sky News understands. So this is kind of ashamed. Feels like it's kind of really very ashamed for the BBC, and I can guarantee what the people are there now all about Gary Lineker and the BBC are guaranteed life still lives on. It still lives on from the daily life, and that feels like the news. Gary Lineker is set to leave the BBC after the season, as I said it last time, season's final of Match of the Day. It came after the apologies received of the sharing social media of the rant, featuring the rant of the public and what we call it, anti-Semitic or something. Lineker's last appearance on the BBC will be on the 25th of May, the final day of the season, with confirmation expected on Monday. The former England star announced in November he would step down from Match of the Day this year, but was set to return to front of the World Cup in 2026 as well as the FA Cup coverage. Lineker, 74, and he wasn't aware of the post he was shared. Well, it is as well. Lineker's departure from the BBC was long overdue, and this assistance comes years after years of us pointing out of dissent. Spokesperson for the CAA said. The third one, at last, the final whistle has been blown from the tension at the BBC, and now is the time to ask how managed allow him to play on until now. Foul after foul. BBC Director General Tim Davie said, when someone makes a mistake, it costs the BBC reputationally, we call it. The presenter was temporarily suspended from the BBC in March 2023 after a row over a comment, whatever you should call it as well. When I was reacting to the Match of the Day intro, there is no presenters at all. It's just showing the highlights. So, what a lot of change has been happening. It's very different. No music, no presenters. It's just the highlights came up. So that's really cool. Lineker has hosted Match of the Day since 1999 and has been the BBC's highest paid on-air talent for 7 consecutive years. He also has a successful podcast production company. When the trio take over as hosts, it will be the first time the role will be shared by 3 people. So that'll be a very different forever. The Match of the Day host will be not presenting the 2026 World Cup. I said it before, after bowing out and all the next season of the FA Cup, after bowing out by mutual agreement with the broadcaster, the BBC. He is expected to present his final Match of the Day programme this Sunday, 26 years after he took over from Des Lynam. Last week, apologies of the post of the Pro-Premier team. Lineker was already due to leave his role on Match of the Day at the end of the season, but was expected to host the corporation's coverage of the FIFA FA Cup in 2025-26 and the World Cup next summer. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Is it understood that Lineker, listed to the high-paid BBC presenter, I said before, was also no longer present the corporation's coverage of the World Cup in 2026 next year in all 3 North American countries, especially in the US, Mexico, and Canada. So yeah, quite so short. What you got to say? I want to wish Gary Lineker a very best of luck for the future. And speaking of that as well, he will be sent for the last time on screen, and it could be the last time we'll see him on screen forever. Like, that just really happened to Philip Schofield did when he left television. And so speaking of that, hopefully Gary Lineker will be coming back on TV again very soon. I don't know he will last, but so anyway, I felt BBC wants me to leave Match of the Day, said Gary Lineker, which has happened on the 22nd of April last month. Speaks to the BBC's Amara John. He indicated his career move won't be more telly, adding, I think I'll step back from that now, and I think I'll probably focus more on the podcast world. The podcast, though I get a sports of podcast, the podcast of sports, the sports of podcast, the podcast of the sports world, that's what they call it. So that's what just really happened, like, and this is what the news came happen. So this is what it is. This is my reaction to Gary Lineker's leaving the BBC on Sunday next week. That's on next week on the 25th of May. And Godspeed to Gary Lineker himself, and that's probably enjoyed what people enjoyed watching Match of the Day of the host Gary Lineker alongside him. It's been a memory. It's been all over the decade. It's been there since 26 years. So it could be like this for 26 years on screen. That is one of the best things to be on the show for Gary, and this is what the best one as well. It's the best presenter, best supporter, best football supporters, best team. The football team has been given to you over the years, and such like a pretty damn shame that Gary Lineker is going after his last presenting on the show, and I definitely want to wish him best of luck. I have no words to say, but I read the news, and so here we are. Big day on Sunday. It's going to be a big, huge day. Like, big, huge day before Bank Holiday. Bank Holiday Monday. So this could be like before Bank Holiday Monday. Bank Holiday, as I expect. So anyway, so hope you guys enjoy it. Take care. Have a good day. Take it easy, guys. And whatever you do, enjoy yourself. So if that's what we call it. Take care. Have a good day. Goodbye.